It's time for high school basketball on your local sports leader, KJ Country 102.3. Let's go courtside for pregame information.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Effingham High School, home of the Flaming Hearts and home of some girls basketball on this Friday night. The Lady Hearts getting set to face off the Lady Shoes at Teutopolis. I'm Dustin White. Millie Lang joining me for the broadcast tonight for this rare Friday night girls game, but kind of an annual thing between these two schools is they are getting together for a little Friday night competition. And meanwhile, Millie and I are bringing the game to you tonight because Greg and Matt are across the county over at Altamont High School for the 85th annual NTC Conference, NTC Boys Basketball Tournament. So, Millie, I look forward to this every year, joining you for this game, and always a good time whenever T-Town and Effingham get together at anything.
Yeah, you just mentioned it was the annual thing between these two schools, and it's kind of become an annual thing with me and you getting to call the game.
Yeah, we get together, reminisce about the good old days at the Effingham Daily News, and we broadcast this game because, again, Matt and Greg over on 97.9 XFM, in fact, they're in the middle of their first of two broadcasts from the NTC Boys Basketball Tournament over there. You can catch that. They are live streaming it online. You go to our website at 979xfm.com, and you can find your way to watching the live video of that. So here's my suggestion to you. You go, you pull up your computer, your YouTube app on your phone, or your iPad, your whatever, on your Roku, on your TV, whatever you got. You watch that game, okay? You watch those games. You turn the sound down, and you put on your radio to KJ Country here on 102.3, and you listen to us. And you just got more basketball than you know what to do with.
It doesn't get any better than that. The NTC tournament, now this girls game.
Yeah, and if you want to see how this game goes, you will have your opportunity because a little further to our right up here in the press area at Effingham High School, CJ Schmidt has the camera trained on the floor, and he is going to video of this game, and it'll be posted online, somewhere in the next few days whenever he's able to get to it. So, make sure that you take advantage of that as well. So, we've got you set, and Gail's back at the studio taking care of us as well. We'll give her a mention, and she'll be keeping track of scores from around the area and keeping us up to date on what's going on. A busy basketball Friday night, of course, here as January winds down. So why don't we go ahead and take our first break, and we'll come back with some pregame information here from Effingham High School, where it's going to be the Lady Hearts and the Lady Shoes of T-Town here on KJ Country 102.3.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota pregame show. Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, your complete transportation headquarters since 1958.
All right, back here at Effingham High School, getting set for some girls basketball between Effingham and Teutopolis. And coming into this game, Effingham enters play with an 11-12 record on the season. The Hearts, Jeff Schaefer's club, they've been on quite a run of success over the last few years, but graduated a lot of senior leadership, a lot of talent, some of which is at the college level now, making some hay at Lakeland College and some other places, and they check in here at 11-12. Been kind of an up-and-down season. They've gone on some stretches where they've played really good basketball. In fact, this is one of those stretches. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, but that came on the heels of a 6-game losing streak. So it's just kind of been a roller coaster ride for Jeff Schaefer's club, but they are coming off of a victory Monday night. They beat Taylorville in conference play 45-37. So they've got a 4-4 record in the Apollo Conference, which is pretty tough this year. And then T-Town is just having a T-Town year. Lori Thompson's club checks in at 19-7, so they're closing in on another 20-win season, which is just kind of how it works over there in Wooden Shoe Land. But they are coming off of wins over Altamont and Mattoon this week. They beat Altamont 54-45, and then just last night on senior night over at J.H. Griffin Gym, they got the 38-33 win over Mattoon. But Millie, the thing is that regardless of what those records are and what the hype coming into this game is, this is one that gets circled on a lot of calendars. I mean, obviously ours, because we always come broadcast it, but then I think a lot of the fans, they look forward to this matchup for reasons that go beyond the basketball.
Oh, shucks, yeah. You're got two communities that are so close together. These kids probably all know each other. They probably run around together, So I was thinking, as you were talking there, I thought this is just a wonderful place, community around this area for basketball. I just happened to be in IJ the other night, and I saw Lori Thompson, and I'm like, hey, Lori, I need your starting lineup. How many, people can do that? We're all so close around here. But, yeah, it's a hotbed for basketball, and this is one of the highlights of the season for these girls.
Well, and speaking of Lori and Jeff, they have both been at the helm of their programs for a long time. I mean, decades and decades of coaching experience between the two of them. And that's why even when one team comes in with a winning record and one team comes in around 500, you never know exactly what to expect because both of these programs are well coached, and on any given night they could beat anybody.
Well, they're, like you say, they're rivals. They're close. And so you're always wanting to beat, even if they're your friends, you still want to beat them.
And that goes... I'm sure that goes for Jeff and Lori, too.
Oh, shucks, yeah.
They're down there talking right now, but I can guarantee you they want to beat each other very badly, and that's just that competitive spirit, and it makes it so much fun, and again, fun for us to broadcast. And we've been watching this one a long time, and it's kind of like a pendulum, Some years it swings T-Town's way, some years it swings Effingham's way. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes this time around. But I think we'll take another break here, and we'll come back and take a look at the starting lineups. So why don't we do that? We'll take another 90-second break, and when we come back, we'll get a look at the lineups for both of these teams. Again, it's going to be girls basketball action here on KJ Country 102.3.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Getting set for action here at Effingham High School between the Lady Hearts of Effingham and the Lady Shoes of Teutopolis. Some scores to pass along already. Over on 97.9 XFM, they have completed their consolation semifinal game, the first game of the night. South Central, the 37-27 winner over Windsor Stew Straws. And Gail passed that score along to us, and then Caleb Moody also passed along a score from the LIC tournament where Newton was a narrow winner over Lawrenceville, 53-51. So a couple scores rolling in already, and there'll be plenty more where that came from. Both of the teams are lining up for the national anthem, and we'll get that to you on the air. But so we'll hold off on our starting lineups until then. But again, a busy night of basketball, Millie. It's always an exciting time whenever that NTC is going on. It just seems like it sort of rubs off on the rest of the basketball community around the area.
Oh yeah, and I think that I just wanted to say that Newton over Lawrenceville, that was for the consolation championship at the LIC tournament.
See, Millie is plugged in. She gets those scores every morning over at the station. She probably wakes up in the middle of the night just thinking about scores from high school games.
You're just lucky I remembered it, because normally I don't remember it.
Again, Altamont and Diederich will be squaring off in the next game over there for a spot in the championship tomorrow night. Why don't we go ahead and take another break, and when we come back, we will have the starting lineups from this game. Again, it's Effingham and Teutopolis girls basketball here on KJ Country 102.3.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups again. It's a girls basketball matchup between Effingham and Teutopolis here at Effingham High School. For the Ladies' Shoes, checking in at 19-7 under Coach Lori Thompson. Getting the start at the guard is a 5'8 junior, number 11, Lexi Nieberge. She'll be joined at a guard spot by a 5'8 senior wearing number 13, Sierra Repke. Another senior guard is 5'8", number 15, Olivia Niemerg, and she'll be joined by a third senior in the starting lineup, Carson Meddy. She's standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and wearing number 31. And filling out the starting lineup for the Ladies' Shoes, it's a sophomore, a 5'10 sophomore, number 40, Izzy Hardick. So those are your starting five for T-Town. Again, the Ladies' Shoes early in the season lost the services of Claire Busher, a 5'10 senior and a big contributor for the program. She tore her ACL after a game or two into the year, and so they have been without her for most of the year. She was able to, Lori Thompson told me that she's able to get a start for senior night last night. They got her out there for the start, and then were able to substitute for her. But that's a tough thing to have a season-ending injury your senior year, but Ladies' Shoes are persevering. This for Coach Jeff Schaefer's Effingham club, again checking in at 11-12. It's a young team. There's one senior in the lineup, and that is a guard, number 34, a 5'6 senior, Callie Feldick. Just a second. They turned the lights off here. I still haven't gotten used to it. They turned off the lights for the starting lineups. Had to break out my flashlight on my phone. So joining Callie Feldick in the starting lineup is a 5'6 sophomore, number 10, Sawyer Altoff. A junior standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, wearing number 24, is Haley Dively. She is the third guard in this Effingham starting lineup. Then a freshman, a 5'9 freshman, wearing number 4, Annie Frost, is a starter for Schaefer's club. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Hearts, it's a 5'11 junior wearing number 33, Taylor Armstrong. So again, it's Altoff, Dively, Feldick, Frost, and Armstrong for the Hearts. For the Ladies' Shoes, it's Lexi Nieberge, Repke, Niemerg, Meddy, and Hardick. And the officials for this contest tonight, Matthew Brown, Mike Smargiassi, and Matthew Green. So Millie, they're taking care of the starting lineups out there on the floor. We're about ready to go. Looking forward to a fun game here tonight.
That's right. You and I were talking earlier, and I said, well, T-Town didn't start out really that well. And then I said, what's the record? You said 19-7. I said, I must think that they should just be great the whole and then I think they're not that well, and it's 19-7 for goodness sake.
Yeah, I mean, on the cusp of another 20-win season. Not easy to do. You ask coaches every year what their goal is coming into the year, and typically that's one that most of them say, we'd like to get up to 20 wins. We'd like to if they're in a conference, we'd like to win our conference, and we'd like to win a regional. And these are things, the 20 wins in the regionals, these are things that you kind of get to taken for granted in T-Town. It's not easy to do, but yet every year it seems like there they are. So we're getting ready to jump this thing up. Again, we're at Effingham High School. It's Effingham versus Teutopolis. Taylor Armstrong on the jump for Effingham against number 40, Isabella Hardick for T-Town, and Effingham controls the tip. And right away, a quick three-pointer on the way for Haley Dively. She gets it to go, and just like that, the Hearts are out to a 3-0 lead. Didn't waste any time out of the opening tip. Hearts cash in on their opening possession. Now it's the Shoes' turn. It's Sierra Repke with the basketball right now. Now over on the wing. They get it back out to Repke at the top of the key. Over here on the left wing is Carson Meddy. She dribbles back toward the middle, and it goes back to Repke. So they're just sort of working it around the perimeter, trying to figure out what's going to work. Lexi Nieberge with the basketball right now. She dribbles into the corner, then kicks it back out top of the key. Working it around to the wing, that's Repke on the right wing. Now top of the key is Olivia Niemerg. Back over to Nieberge, and they get it down into the post, but it is knocked away, and Effingham gets the basketball.
That's the first turnover of the game.
Bringing it up the floor quickly is Callie Feldick. They're working it around now, holding it to Sawyer Altoff currently. She goes to a cutter, but the cutter wasn't looking, and T-Town picks off the pass. Nieberge was the recipient of that errant pass, and now the Shoes have it. T-Town working it around. You've got Repke right now. Now a three-pointer on the way for Niemerg. That one is no good. Fight for the rebound eventually falls into the hands of Altoff for Effingham. Sawyer brings the ball up the floor. She gets to the top of the key, picks up a dribble, looking for Armstrong in the post. She can't get it there. Has to get rid of it before the 5 count, and Armstrong pops out to the wing to get the basketball. It's Taylor yet to use her dribble. Now she tries to go to the right side. She gets a shot up off the glass and good. Taylor Armstrong with the drive, her first 2 points, and Effingham with a 5-0 lead. So T-Town still looking to score for the first time. Lady Shoes holding the basketball out at the volleyball line. A little bit of communication, trying to decide how they want to attack this Effingham defense. Looks to me like Effingham is playing a little bit of man right now. Just working it around the perimeter. Sierra Repke with the basketball. Now she tries to get it over in the corner to Carson Meddy. It's knocked away from her. There was a battle between her and Callie Feldake. It apparently went off of Feldake, and so the Shoes will keep the basketball. Meanwhile, Hope Beaker going to check in for the first time. She replaces Izzy Hardick. That is, of course, on the T-Town side. Now we're going to have a little bit of discussion. One of the officials comes to the scorer's table to clear something up. The scorekeepers for both teams now talking to each other. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here.
Well, I don't know what they could have gotten wrong. It's just been a minute or so.
Effingham apparently might have had somebody's number incorrect in their book or something.
That could be.
Hard to tell. They're conferring with one of the officials. Meanwhile, all the players on the floor standing around, and for T-Town, this is excruciating because they just want to get some points on the board. We're 2 minutes into this thing. They're trailing Effingham 5-0. Everything appears to be cleared up now, and Lexi Nieberge is going to trigger the inbound from right in front of the Effingham bench. She throws it near the midcourt line, but just shy of going over the backcourt was Olivia Nieberg with the catch. Now they work it around. So Repke fakes a three-pointer, then skips a pass over to Nieberge. She tries to touch pass into the paint, and it is knocked away by Effingham. Eventually coming away with it is Callie Feldake. Now Hart's in transition, and there's a collision right there across the midcourt line as Haley Dively caught the pass and then ran into Olivia Nieberg. And Olivia is going to pick up the first foul of this ball game.
Yeah, and that was the second turnover for T-Town.
Effingham inbounds the ball into Armstrong in the paint, and she goes to the basket. Her shot is up and off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Lexi Nieberge for the Shoes. Bringing it up the floor is Repke. She gets it over in the corner and then back up top to Lexi Nieberge. Now down there, a jump shot for two is no good by Carson Meddy. There is a battle for the rebound, and I think they're eventually going to call a jump ball. Yeah, Meddy trying to follow her own miss. She was tied up with an Effingham player, and it is going to stay on the T-Town end of the floor. Again, 5-0 Effingham, 5:22 to go in this first quarter. T-Town gets the ball, fakes a three-pointer. That was Hope Beaker who faked the three and apparently shuffled the feet, so it's going to come back the other way.
Third turnover for T-Town.
Bit of a problem for the Lady Shoes early on. 3 turnovers in under 3 minutes of play. Effingham with the basketball in the 5-0 lead. Up against a little bit of full court pressure is Sawyer Altoff. She tries to throw a long pass, and that one is knocked away, but it comes back to Altoff, and then she finds Taylor Armstrong under the basket. Her wide open layup is off the glass, no good, and Olivia Niemer gets the rebound for the Shoes. Effingham misses out on a golden opportunity there, and T-Town brings it the other way. It's Repke with the basketball, getting it in to Hope Beaker on the high post. Now over there on the wing is Olivia Niemer. She's going to dribble it back out to the top of the key at the volleyball line and reset things. Lexi Nieberge now with the basketball on the right wing. She drops a pass over to Olivia Niemerg. Her three-pointer is on the way. It's short, no good, but the rebound comes down to Hope Beaker, who puts it up and in. Offensive rebound for Hope, and she finally gets the Lady Shoes on the board. 4:33 to go. It's 5-2 Effingham. Now Sawyer Altoff is trapped. She does get the pass over to Haley Dively. Effingham has successfully broken the press. Shot on the other end is no good. That was Annie Frost who put up that shot, and then there was a foul going for the rebound.
Okay, and the foul was on Annie Frost.
Yep. She was trying to fight for her own miss. Man, that's a couple of layups that Effingham has missed. They've got the 5-2 lead, but yet a couple of missed opportunities here in this first quarter.
Yeah, three real easy baskets.
T-Town now with the ball, trailing 5-2. There's a fake of a three-pointer. Now a bounce pass into Hope Beaker in the post. She hands it off to Carson Meddy, whose 18-foot jumper is good from the corner. Meddy's first 2 points, and the Lady Shoes within one. It's 5-4 Effingham. Hearts with the basketball just midway through this first quarter, and now a steal. Lexi Nieberge picks Haley Dively's pocket, then takes it to the basket for a layup, and the Shoes have the lead for the first time, 6-5. points off a turnover, and T-Town is picked up in a full court press. It's just a man-to-man press, but it is the length of the floor. Sawyer Altoff trying to get a pass through it, and that is going to be picked off. Another turnover. T-Town with a little odd man rush here. Hope Beaker puts a shot up off the glass. That's no good, and Frost is able to come up with a rebound for the Hearts.
And the Hearts have had 4 turnovers.
Effingham brings it up the other way. Altoff handed it off to Dively. Dively dribbles once and then picks it up. She's looking for help. So far, no timeout, but they may need to get one, and they don't, and that's going to be a 5-second count. Jeff Schaefer didn't bail her out, but the officials called 5 seconds, and it's an Effingham turnover.
The 5th.
So 5 turnovers for Effingham. T-Town's got 4, correct? Mm-hmm. So a few miscues for both of these teams early on. It is T-Town with a 6-5 lead. 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. The Shoes with the basketball. They're working it around the perimeter. Laying it off for a three-pointer in the corner. That's Lexi Nieberge, and she knocks it down. Niemerg with the feed gets it over to her, and it is 9-5. T-Town with the lead. Shoes with their biggest lead of this young ball game, and Effingham trying to break a press, and they're going to call, I thought they're going to call a foul. Instead, it is a jump ball. So you had Olivia Niemerg meeting a pass at the same time as Callie Feldake about mid-court, and they were tied up. The alternate possession is going to keep it with the Hearts. They try to trigger an inbound pass, and it is going to be knocked away by Lexi Nieberge over there and out of bounds. So we'll move halfway down the court, and Effingham will try again. Meanwhile, T-Town makes a substitution. They sit down Sierra Repke, and Caitlin Shoemaker comes in for the first time. Number 14, Caitlin Shoemaker, a 6-foot sophomore, checks into the ball game. Effingham with the basketball. Ella Nieberge is in the game for the Lady Hearts, by the way, and she's got the basketball currently. Has it poked away from her by Nieberge. Lexi Nieberge for the Shoes. So Nieberge takes it from Nieberge, goes up for a shot. It's blocked, but the rebound comes down to Shoemaker, and she gets the offensive rebound and the putback. T-Town with the 11-5 lead, and Jeff Schaefer with the timeout. So the Hearts are going to take a 30-second break. They trail T-Town 11-5. You're listening to high school girls basketball on KJ Country 102.3.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
So Effingham ran out to a 5-0 lead in this game, but the Lady Shoes have scored the last 11 points, and they have an 11-5 lead. So Millie and Jeff Schaefer got a quick timeout to try to stop the bleeding a little bit.
Well, that's right. T-Town missed a few there, but they're 6 of 9 from the field.
So they are making their shots. Effingham with the basketball, trying to see what they can do offensively. Currently, there's a three-pointer on the way. No good. That was Ella Nieberge who put up the shot. Rebound comes down to Lexi Nieberge. So you got a Nieberge for each team out there on the floor right now. T-Town's Carson Meddy drives the baseline. She's cut off, so she'll kick it back out top of the key. Sierra Repke drives in. Her shot is on the way. That one is no good. Rebound fought for, and that is Callie Feldake who came away with the board. So Effingham pushing it the other way. Sawyer Altoff with the ball on the left wing. She has not used her dribble yet. She's trying to get the ball into the post, but can't seem to find any room to make a pass. So instead, she'll dribble out and give it to Taylor Armstrong over on the opposite wing. Now Ella Nieberge, top of the key, gets it back over to Frost on the left wing. Now Nieberge, top of the key, over to Feldick on the right wing. They are just working it around the three-point line, seeing what they can do. T-Town's man defense not giving them much room, and in fact, it's poked away. There's a steal for Hope Beaker, and the Shoes are coming the other way. Here's Olivia Niemerg, leaves it to a trailer. Driving in now is Shoemaker. Her shot off the glass is good, and she is fouled. So Caitlin Shoemaker with her 4th points of the game.
Yeah, and she got fouled by, trying to see who she got fouled by. Oh, Taylor Armstrong.
Some substitutions. Katie Carey checking in the game for the first time for Effingham. She replaces Armstrong. Meanwhile, Meddy sits down, and so does Olivia Niemerg for the Shoes. We will check on their subs in a second. Meanwhile, Caitlin Shoemaker with 4 points already puts up a free throw. It is good, so give her 5. And T-Town leads 14-5. So they have scored 14 points in a row. and they have the 9-point lead. Minute 10 to go in this first quarter. Effingham with the basketball. Althoff picks up a dribble on the left wing. She needs help. She gives it up. Gets it over to Callie Feldek, who dribbles but has it almost knocked away, and now it is taken away. T-Town with another takeaway, and that is Shoes getting the basketball back in their hands. Now you've got Sierra Repke back to top of the key. Lexi Nieberge. Izzy Hardick back in the game, by the way, for the Shoes. Here's a shot on the way for Hope Beaker in the paint. No good. Rebound, though, goes out of bounds off of Effingham. Annie Frost tries to track it down, but she couldn't keep it off the baseline.
And by the way, that was 8 turnovers for Effingham.
8 turnovers. Grace Busher hits the scorer's table. She is going to check in for Sawyer Althoff for Effingham with 37.6 seconds to go. Effingham gets one last sub in. They're going to get Haley Dively back in the game. She replaces Callie Feldek. So T-Town going to inbound under its own basket. 37.5 seconds to go. Shoes with a 14-5 lead. Triggering the inbound is Sierra Repke. She gets it out to Lexi Nieberge for an open three-pointer. That one is off the rim, no good. Fight for the rebound eventually comes down to Ella Nieberge for Effingham. 30 seconds to go. See what the Hearts plan to do. Nieberge drives into the paint, gets a shot off the glass. That one is no good. The lane opened up for her, but she couldn't get it to go. Shoemaker with a rebound for the Lady Shoes. T-Town with the basketball, 17 seconds to go. Will Coach Lori Thompson's club hang on for the last shot? We will see. Clock ticks down to 10 seconds, and it does appear that that's what is going to be the plan. Right now, Sierra Repke holding the ball at the volleyball line. 5 seconds to go. They better hurry. They get it over to Lexi Nieberge. Open three-pointer with 2 seconds to go, and she drills it as the clock expires. So Lexi Nieberge with 8 points in the first quarter. T-Town, after falling behind 5-0, scores 17 in a row. And after 1 quarter in the books here at Effingham High School, it is the Lady Shoes of T-Town 17, Effingham 5. Back with the second quarter in a minute here on KJ Country 102.3.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Quick start to the second quarter as T-Town got the basketball, and Lexi Nieberge quickly put up a three-pointer that was no good. Annie Frost with a rebound for Effingham, and our second quarter is underway. It's 17-5. Lady Shoes with the lead over the Lady Hearts. Again, Effingham ran out to a 5-0 lead, but T-Town has scored 17 straight points since then as we move on into the second quarter play. Effingham with the basketball. Annie Frost with the ball currently. Now Haley Dively dribbles up to the top of the key looking for a cutter, but there's just no room. Now Katie Carey drives in and puts up a mid-range jump shot. That is good, an 18-footer for her first 2 points, and the Lady Hearts finally back on the board. They're back within 10 at 17-7. T-Town basketball now. They move it into the post, and it is knocked away. T-Town has the ball knocked away, and then as they fight for the basketball, the Lady Shoes are guilty of a foul.
Yeah, and that foul is on Shoemaker.
Caitlin Shoemaker is the one who had the ball poked away from her, got a little too aggressive trying to get it back, and she has whistled for her first foul, but just 2 team fouls for each of these clubs, not a whole lot of whistles in that first quarter. So Effingham with the basketball, trailing by 10. Dively gets the ball across midcourt. Nobody stops her, so she goes all the way to the rim and gets a shot to go and draws the foul. So Haley Dively gets herself up to 5 points. She could make it 6 if she completes the three-point play. Nobody stopped the dribble mill, and so she just kept going.
Yeah, Lexi Nieberge got her.
That's Lexi's first foul. The leading scorer for T-Town in that first quarter. She scored 8 points. Dively, meanwhile, drills the free throw, so she give her 6 points. And after trailing by 12 points to start this second quarter, Effingham is back within 7. It's 17-10. T-Town with the basketball and that 7-point lead. Minute into the second quarter. Lady Shoes working it around. There's a skip pass over to Repke on the wing. She gets it top of the key to Nieberge. Back over to Repke. She's open for 3. She puts it up off the back iron. No good. And as Grace Busher was in position for the rebound, she was knocked around, and that's going to be another foul against the Lady Shoes.
Yep, and that is Shoemaker's second right away. Just 2 fast ones.
Yep, Shoemaker going to check out. Carson Meddy coming back in for her. Meanwhile, Olivia Niemerg re-enters the basketball game, and Lexi Nieberge is going to get a rest. So the Shoes make a couple of substitutions, getting their lead down to 7 points, and Effingham has the basketball. T-Town picking up that full court man pressure. Dively running the point right now for Effingham. She brings it up the floor, bounces the pass over to Grace Busher, who drives in, and she is held by Sierra Repke. So another T-Town foul. And no sooner did I mention that there weren't a whole lot of fouls being called. T-Town can't seem to do anything without drawing the whistle.
Yeah, you had to blab, didn't you? So now they've picked up their 5th foul.
I didn't know I had that kind of influence, and
Yeah.
I would use it. I would use it differently if I knew.
Yeah.
Anyway, Effingham with the basketball over in the corner now. Katie Carey, she gets it back up to Dively, top of the key, swings the pass over to Grace Busher. Busher holding, looking, never uses her dribble, gets it back over to Dively. Dively still holding. Directing traffic, she dribbles once and then picks it back up, throws the pass over to Busher, who's up at the volleyball line, top of the key. Effingham just really not able to get into much of anything offensively. T-Town playing that hard-nosed defense that T-Town basketball programs are known for playing, just man-to-man in your face. But, boy, it can be difficult to deal with if they're sticking in your craw. Right now, Effingham just trying to find a way to attack the basket. Currently, Dively in the corner has to bounce a pass up to Ella Nieberge. She tries to drive on Olivia Niemerg, and that's cut off. Now a bounce pass down to Grace Busher, who tries to drive the baseline, and she's cut off there by Repke and dribbled out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the first turnover this quarter, but it is the 9th turnover for the half.
Yeah, 8 turnovers in the first quarter for Effingham as they make a substitution. Annie Frost sits down. Callie Feldick gets back into the basketball game. So Effingham was trying to get back within 5 or maybe even 4 on that trip after trailing by as many as 12. Instead, the turnover gives the Lady Shoes the basketball. T-Town with the ball in the 7-point lead, 17-10, 5.5 minutes to go, and there's a pull-up three-pointer for Repke. That one's no good, and the rebound comes out to Grace Busher. She gets it and then brings it all the way up the floor, gets inside the lane, then drops a pass back for Feldick, whose three-pointer is no good. Fight for the rebound is won by Sierra Repke for T-Town, and she brings it up the other way. Gets it over to Meddy. Nice pass down to Hope Beaker in the post, and Beaker puts it up off the glass and good. So Beaker's got 4 points, and it's back to a 9-point lead. T-Town ahead 19-10. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Effingham with the basketball. Dively gets it up to the top of the key is Callie Feldick now. She picks up her dribble, looking for somebody to come help. That's going to be Taylor Armstrong back in the game. Armstrong dribbles from the wing, then leaves a pass in the corner to Katie Carey. Carey bounces it back to Armstrong, but the pass is affected by Izzy Hardick. Hardick knocked it out of bounds, and so Effingham will have to reset. Effingham trailing by 9 with the basketball. Schaefer gets a couple of subs up, but not in time to get into the game as the play had already resumed. They bounce a pass. Meanwhile, Effingham bounces a pass into Armstrong. She catches it and puts it up in and off the glass, but before she put up the shot, she was fouled.
Yeah, I think Izzy Hardick got her on that one.
Yep, Hardick picks up the foul. Altoff and Frost come back in the game for Effingham. They sit down Grace Busher and Katie Carey. So 2-for-2 substitution for Schaefer as the Hearts trigger the inbound from the baseline. They get it into Taylor Armstrong, and she's tripped up in the lane. And boy, that seemed to be maybe just some feet getting caught up, and, of course, not a popular call on the T-Town side of this gym as they whistle another foul. I think that's going to be Hardick.
Yes, it's Hardick second again.
So Izzy Hardick going to have to check out of this ball game. She sits down. Kaylee Nieberge comes in, I believe. I'll have to double check on that one. Might have been Carson Meddy who came in. At any rate, that is putting Effingham in the bonus. Taylor Armstrong on the line, and she makes the front end of the one in bonus. Yeah, 17 fouls for the Lady Shoes. They had 2 coming into this quarter, I believe, maybe even 1, but with 4:38 to go, Effingham is in the bonus. Armstrong made the first free throw. Her second one is also good, so give her 4 points. Effingham back within 7, 19-12. Teutopolis basketball. And it was indeed Kaylee Nieberge who got in the game for the first time, and she's got the basketball. She is a freshman for this Lady Shoes club, and she wastes no time. A long two-pointer, had her foot on the line. That shot is no good, but Hope Beaker tracked down the rebound, secured it, and then had it knocked away by an Effingham player. So the Shoes will keep the basketball. And a quick substitution as Lexi Nieberge is going to come back in, and that's going to send Hope Beaker to the bench. So Lori Thompson for Teutopolis making substitutions on pretty much every dead ball here in the second quarter. Shoes inbound the basketball to Olivia Niemerg, who picks up a dribble, now gets it over to Lexi Niebergy, who brings it to the top of the key. Niebergy, pass over to the wing. That's Niemerg open for three, and she knocks it down. The senior gets her first 3 points of the game, and the lead is back up to double digits, 10 points, 22-12, T-Town with the lead. Midway through this second quarter at Effingham High School, the Hearts bring it the other way. Dively with a long three-pointer, long off the back iron and no good. Rebound comes long to Olivia Niemerg. She brings it the length of the floor, then picks it up at the three-point line, leaves it for Niebergy. Lexi Niebergy drives in. Her free throw line jumper is no good, but in the scrum for the rebound, it goes off a white jersey, which means that the Lady Shoes are going to keep the ball. A little bit of up and down action here. Not as many turnovers here in this second quarter.
No, T-Town's only got, well, each team has only got one.
Yep. Kind of a problem for both clubs early on, but they seem to have calmed things down a little bit more flow to this basketball game. T-Town with the basketball currently. Carson Meddy had it over in the corner. Now she works it back out to Repke, now top of the key, Olivia Niemerg. She puts a crossover dribble on Sawyer Altoff and then leaves it for a three-pointer from Lexi Niebergy, and Lexi gets it to go. Her second three of the game, I believe, and she's the first scorer in double digits with 11. T-Town's lead back up to 13.
It's actually her third of the game.
It's her third three-pointer of the game, and meanwhile, Effingham brings the ball up the floor, and Sawyer Altoff took an extra step, so the Effingham turnover is going to give it right back to the Shoes.
Second one this quarter for Effingham.
25-12 T-Town, 3:13 to go here before halftime. Lady Shoes' 13-point lead is their biggest of the game, and they do have the basketball. Dribbling right now is Olivia Niemerg, just trying to find a way to the basket, and she got to the basket, but unfortunately she dribbled it off her own hip, landed in the arms of an Effingham player, and the Hearts bring it the other way. So the T-Town turnover gives it back to Effingham. Lady Hearts trying to see what they can do about cutting into this 13-point deficit. Right now it's Taylor Armstrong who takes one dribble inside the three-point line and then picks it up. Now she's got to get rid of it and just does avoid the 5 count as she gets it off to Callie Feldick. Feldick dribbled around the defense, got all the way to the rim, and hey, you take a layup if you get it. Callie Feldick's first points of the game. She's in the scoring column, and Effingham's back with an 11, 25-14. T-Town basketball now, 2:22 to go before halftime. Carson Meddy catches a pass in the lane, puts up a shot, no good, and Annie Frost comes down with the board for Effingham. So a quick shot for T-Town. They can't get it to go, and now Effingham bringing it the other way. Sawyer Altoff drives into the lane. Her shot is no good. Rebound goes off of Effingham, so it'll be going the other way with the Lady Shoes. Altoff trying to make something happen, but couldn't get the shot to go. A couple of substitutions as Altoff and Dively sit down for the Hearts. Looks like Annie Frost is going to check back in. Perhaps also Grace Busher back in the game, or Ella Niebergy, rather. Ella Niebergy is back out there, 12 instead of 2. Meanwhile, T-Town's got the basketball. Working it around the perimeter, they get Lexi Niebergy open for another 3. That one does not go. And meanwhile, bodies crash together for the rebound, and it's Annie Frost who hangs tough to come away with it for Effingham. Now they bring it the other way. Niebergy leaves it behind her for Frost, who drives into the paint. Actually, that is Grace Busher who drove into the lane. She got the shot to go, but she was whistled for the charge. Yeah, she got the shot to go, but a T-Town player stood her ground, Millie. And that is, instead of 2 points in the book for Effingham, going to be a turnover for the Lady Hearts.
I had my head down and put it in the book and look up and
I did not describe it clearly enough right off the bat for you. I apologize, but it is coming the other way. T-Town with the basketball, a minute and 20 seconds to go in this second quarter. The Lady Shoes with a 25-14 lead. And they are in no hurry. They're working it around the perimeter. Lexi Niebergy comes off a screen from Meddy. A long two-pointer is good. So Niebergy, just a step inside the three-point line, gets that one to go. She's got 13, and T-Town's lead is back up to 13, 27-14. Under a minute to go, Effingham basketball. Taylor Armstrong looking for a pass in the post, but there's some banging around there in the paint, and apparently an offensive foul against the Hearts.
And that is on Busher, her second.
Grace Busher picking up the foul. Just 2 team fouls for Effingham, but it is another turnover for the Lady Hearts. And with 53 seconds to go, T-Town has the basketball and the 13-point lead. Remember, Effingham was out to a 5-0 lead, but since then, haven't been able to get a whole lot of points on the board. Shoes patiently working it around. They get a pass into Olivia Niemerg, who caught it, looking to go to the basket, but she bumped into an Effingham player, lost the ball, and the turnover is going to go back the other way.
That's the third for T-Town this quarter.
Busher sits down for Effingham. Haley Dively checks back in. 38.1 seconds to go. And Coach Schaefer gets one last substitution in as he sits Frost down and gets Katie Carey back in the game. So Effingham will trigger the inbound with a length of the floor to go. 38 seconds left in this second quarter. Dively catches the pass on the inbound and then dribbles out of trouble and brings it up across the timeline. Leaves it for Callie Feldake out there on the right wing. Back over to Dively on the right wing. Left wing to right wing. Dively, now top of the key, over to Feldake. Now they get it over to Ella Nieberge and then back to Dively. Just playing catch out there right now. 14 seconds to go. Taylor Armstrong with it on the right wing. She takes one dribble inside the three-point line and then leaves it back for Dively. Over in the corner now to Ella Nieberge. 6 seconds to go. 5 seconds. There's a three-pointer on the way from Dively. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Apparently off a white jersey last, and T-Town's going to have it. But just a second and a half to go before the second quarter buzzer. So T-Town will see what they can do. They got to go to the length of the floor. They've only got 1.5 seconds. Quick substitution. Taylor Armstrong comes back out, and Grace Busher comes back in for Effingham. Lexi Nieberge triggering the inbound. Gets it, and it is knocked away, so it is stolen by Grace Busher. She gets a shot off, but it was after the buzzer. So a quick takeaway for Effingham prevents T-Town from getting a shot off. But again, T-Town has the 13-point lead at halftime. It's the Lady Shoes 27. Effingham 14. Halftime score here at Effingham High School, and we will be back in 90 seconds to tell you about it here on KJ Country 102.3.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
This is the Compass Advisory Group Halftime Show. For all of your insurance needs, contact Corey McDaniel at 347-9697.
All right, halftime here at Effingham High School, where in this Friday night girls game, it is Teutopolis with a 27-14 lead over the Lady Hearts. Effingham scored the first 5 points of this game, had a 5-0 lead, but unfortunately that was all the scoring that the Lady Hearts would do in that first quarter. T-Town came back with a 17-point run in that quarter and had a 17-5 to lead after a quarter of play. In the second quarter, Lady Shoes outscored Effingham 10-9, and that is how we get to our 27-14 score here at the break. Looking at your scoring numbers from that first half of play for Effingham, Katie Carey with 2 points. Haley Dively, the leading scorer for the Lady Hearts, she checks in with 6. Taylor Armstrong has got 4, and Callie Feldake has got a couple. Grace Busher has played, Annie Frost has played, Sawyer Altoff, Ella Nieberge, all these people have been in the game, but the four scorers I mentioned, the only 4 to get in the book in that first half of play for Effingham. For T-Town, Lexi Nieberge is leading the way. She checks in with 13 points at halftime, so just under half of their scoring in the first half. Some other people contributing though. Caitlin Shoemaker with 5 points in the first half. 4 points for Hope Beaker. Olivia Niemerg has got 3, and Carson Meddy has scored 2. So 5 in the scoring column for the Lady Shoes. Sierra Repke, Kaylee Nieberge, and Izzy Hardick, they have all seen action as well. So again, your halftime score here at Effingham High School is 27-14. T-Town with the lead. And I want to remind you again that video of this game will be available later on, somewhere down the road, a few days down the road, 2 or 3 days down the road, however long it takes. CJ Schmidt is here videotaping the game, and he will get that taken care of as soon as he can, and so you'll be able to see this one and how it shook out in video form if you're interested in seeing that. And then meanwhile, speaking of video, if you want to see something live going on right now, you go to 979xfm.com and And check out the link right there at the top of the page. The 85th annual NTC Boys Basketball Tournament is happening as we speak. They're in the middle of a semifinal game between Altamont and Diedrich. We'll probably have a score from that here a little bit later on in this halftime show. But Greg and Matt are over there bringing that to you. They've got live video available, and of course that is on the air at 97.9 XFM. So why don't we go ahead and take another break, and when we come back, Millie will have a look at the stats for us. Gail back at the studio should have some scores to pass along, and eventually we'll get to the second half of this girls' basketball game. Again, it is Teutopolis 27, Effingham 14, halftime here on KJ Country 102.3.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
27-14, Teutopolis with the lead over Effingham in this girls basketball matchup at Effingham High School. And Millie Lang, are you ready with some statistics in this first half? Let's hear it.
Sure. Okay, for T-Town, overall team-wise, they were 7 of 14 from the field in the opening quarter, 4 of 11 in the second period, for 11 of 25 for the first half. They only shot one free throw. That was in the opening quarter, and they got it, so they're 1 of 1. Turnovers, they had 4 in both quarters, so they're 8 by halftime. Rebounds, they had 6 in the opening quarter, 1 in the second period for 7. Three-pointers, they were 2 of 5 in the opening quarter. They hit 2 more in the second quarter. Let's see, I kind of scrolled that up. 2, 6, okay. So they are 4 of 11 at halftime. Effingham, 2 of 7 from the field in the opening quarter, 3 of 7, so they're 5 of 18 at halftime. They hit 3 free throws, all in the second quarter. They had 8 turnovers in the opening period, 2 at halftime for 10. Rebounds, 4 in the opening quarter, 3 in the second for 7. And they were 1 of 3 from three-point range in the opening quarter and 0 of 2 in the second period for 1 of 4. Individually, for Teutopolis, Repke, she was 0 of 3 from the field. Niemerg was 1 of 3 from the field. That was a three-pointer. Lexi Niebrigi hit 5 of 9 from the field. That was 3 of 6 from three-point range. She hit, and that's her, that's her 13 points. Carson Meddy, 1 of 2 from the field for 2 points. Beaker, 2 of 4 from the field for her 4 points. Shoemaker, 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line for her 5 points. Niebrigi attempted a shot, Kaylee, and Meddy attempted a shot. Neither one got it. For Effingham, Sawyer Altoff, 0-1 from the field. Haley Dively was 2 of 5 from the field. She was 1 of 1 from the free throw line for her 6 points. Kelly Feldick was 1 of 2 from the field for 2 points. Taylor Armstrong, 1 of 3 from the field. She was 2 of 2 from the free throw line for her 4 points. Niebrigi was 0-1 from the field. And Carey was 1 of 1 from the field for her 2 points.
All right, Gail, as quickly as you can, give us some of the best scores you got. We are running out of time here, but give me a few scores.
All right, let's do it. From the NTC tournament play over in Altamont, the first game, South Central over Windsor Stu Straws, 37-27. And in the current game at halftime, Diedrich leads Altamont 26-22. In the Little Illini Conference, it was Newton over Lawrenceville 53-51. Marshall over Robinson 69-57, and leading Olney, KZ Westfield is leading Olney in the first quarter 13-11, and in the Effingham Mount Zion game in the second quarter, Effingham leads Mount Zion leads Effingham 30-25.
All right, so Effingham's boys on the road for Apollo Conference action tonight find themselves down. They got a half to play. They have beaten Mount Zion once this year already. Hopefully they'll be able to make the comeback. And thanks for getting through those quickly, Gail, because the third quarter is underway here at Effingham High School. Effingham's got the ball to start things off, and again, the Lady Hearts trail T-Town 27-14. It's the biggest lead of the game for the Lady Shoes at 13 points. See what the Hearts can do about cutting into that. So far, they have not been able to get inside the three-point line. They're working around the perimeter against this tough T-Town man-to-man defense, and just not a lot of room to even dribble the ball out there. Haley Dively currently with it, and now she gets it off to Sawyer Altoff 35 seconds into this quarter, and so far the Hearts have just been working it around the perimeter. Dively again with it. Picks up her dribble, bounces the pass to Altoff. Altoff spins, dribbles into the lane. Her runner is off the glass and no good. Fight for the rebound. Still fighting for it. Izzy Hardick and Taylor Armstrong get tied up, and it is going to go Effingham's way. So Armstrong for Effingham able to get a hand on that one and get the jump ball. The alternate possession actually favors T-Town. Rather, Izzy Hardick got in there as well, and she secures the possession for the Lady Shoes. So Teutopolis with the basketball and a 13-point lead. Again, minute into the second half here. Lady Shoes with a 27-14 edge. Sierra Repke driving in. Now she kicks the pass back out to Olivia Niemerg. Niemerg going to bring it back out to the top of the key, and now she passes to Lexi Nieberge, the leading scorer in this game so far. She hands off to Carson Meddy. Meddy quickly passes to Repke, and now Nieberge's got it again. She throws it over to Olivia Niemerg, and Niemerg shoots a three-pointer from just right at the top of the key and gets it to go. Her second three of the game, and the Lady Shoes have their new biggest lead of the night, 30-14. Some full court pressure for the Shoes, and they've got Taylor Armstrong trapped just on the right side of the half-court line. She's able to get it off over to a teammate. That was Feldake who got it, and then back to her, and now Feldake receives the basketball over in the left corner. Sawyer Altoff with it now over to Dively on the right wing. Back to Altoff. She tries to drive in but has it knocked away by Nieberge. Fight for the basketball. Dively dives on it and gets it off to a teammate. Now they get it over to Callie Feldake as she drives in for a pull-up jumper from the baseline. That's good. She's got 4 points, and Effingham back within 14, 30-16. So not real pretty, but the Hearts get 2 points out of it, and that's what they need right now. On the other end, a quick three-pointer from Lexi Nieberge. That one's no good, but Izzy Hardick was able to come up with a rebound and throw it off of an Effingham player out of bounds and retain possession for the Lady Shoes. Quick substitution as Dively sits down for the Hearts, and Ella Nieberge checks in the game. She watches Olivia Niemerg drive on her and put up a shot from about 15 feet. That one's no good, and it goes out of bounds, last touched by T-Town. So Olivia Niemerg put up the shot. She's hit a couple of three-pointers. She tried a two there, couldn't get it to go, and Effingham with the ball back. Lady Hearts trail by 14. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Altoff with it for Effingham. She passes over to Armstrong, high post. She has her back to the basket. She gives it off to Feldake, who then passes over to Annie Frost. Now they get it back to Frost. Frost had passed it and then went to the basket. Nice pass to find her. Frost on the board for the first time tonight. Gets the layup to go. Effingham back within 12, 30-18.
Yeah, that was a beautiful pass inside.
Yeah, great ball movement for the Hearts. Hadn't been a lot of room to do that stuff against the T-Town man-to-man defense, but that time they were able to find a seam and get the layup. Meanwhile, on the other end of the floor, the Shoes working it around the perimeter. Sierra Repke looking for some place to drive. Now she gets it over to Meddy. Back over to Repke, right corner. She drives baseline. She's cut off. Back over to Meddy on the wing, and then over to Lexi Nieberge on the right wing. Nieberge trying to find some place to go, and now we've got a whistle away from the basketball. That is going to be a foul.
Must be Annie Frost.
Annie Frost.
First second of the game.
Something away from the basketball. Quickly, T-Town gets the baseline inbounds play. Meddy with a jumper. That one's no good, and the rebound comes down to Ella Nieberge. Nieberge for Effingham brings it the other way. There's a pass over to Armstrong, top of the key. She's behind the three-point line. Now she drives in a couple of steps, leaves it for Haley Dively. Now they get it back into Armstrong. She puts up a shot off the glass, no good, but it's last touched by T-Town, and Effingham will get another shot. Not before. T-Town gets a couple of subs in the game, though. Hope Beaker and Caitlin Shoemaker come in the game. Sitting down is Izzy Hardick, and also sitting down is Carson Meddy. So 2-for-2 swap for T-Town. Effingham inbounding under its own basket. Callie Feldick got it over to Ella Nieberge for three-pointer. That one is no good from the right corner, but the rebound comes down to Annie Frost. She got it, but then she had it stripped away from her by Hope Beaker, and now T-Town will bring it the other way. So Effingham had the offensive rebound for a second, but then they lose the basketball, and now it is Olivia Niemerg driving in. She leaves it for Nieberge. Lexi Nieberge's three-pointer is good. Lexi with another triple gets her up to 16 points and gets that T-Town lead back up to 15.
Yeah, she's 50% from three-point range.
She has hit 4 of them, is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, 4 for 8 from three-point range for Lexi Nieberge. T-Town ahead 33-18. Effingham with the basketball, but no longer. A little bit of miscommunication on the pass, and the pass goes out of bounds into the Effingham coaching staff on the sideline. That's never good.
No.
It's going to go the other way. So the Lady Hearts trailing by 15, commit to turnover. 3:23 to go. T-Town with the basketball in the 33-18 advantage. And they're not going to have to be in any sort of a hurry. And then the same thing happens on the other end of the floor. Again, a player starts to cut to the basket after the pass was already coming her way, so T-Town throws it away, and now Effingham will go back the other way.
That was almost a mirror image of the one on the Hearts.
It really is, because it happened on the opposite end of the floor. You're exactly right. It was like looking in a mirror. And if either one of those coaches looked in the mirror right now, you probably wouldn't see a real happy face looking back at them. But as it is, T-Town has the 15-point lead. It is the Hearts with the basketball. Currently holding it is Katie Carey. She leaves it for Annie Frost cutting to the basket. Frost's left-handed layup is no good. The rebound comes down to Shoemaker for T-Town. But her long pass is picked off by Carey. Carey jumped in front of it. She leaves it. There is a cutter, and that is a good bucket. A nice pass to Callie Feldick. And the Hearts get 2 points on the board. Feldick with 6. Effingham back within 13, 33-20. So Effingham capitalizes on the takeaway. Now on the other end, they get it to Hope Beaker in the post. Right back out to Caitlin Shoemaker, who then leaves the pass for Nieberge. Quick pass over in the corner. The three-pointer for Olivia Niemerg is good from the left corner. She's got 9 now. She's hit 3 three-pointers, and T-Town now sees its lead back up to 16, which equals its biggest of the game.
Yeah, she's 3 of 5 from three-point range. They're hitting pretty good from three-point range.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter, it's T-Town with a 16-point lead. Effingham does have the ball right now. It's Grace Busher with it. Now she leaves the pass for Ella Nieberge. Nieberge on the left wing has the ball knocked away. She goes to the floor for it. The jump ball is whistled as it was Lexi Nieberge who was guarding her and knocked it away. I believe the alternate possession is going to leave it on Effingham's end of the floor.
Yeah, there was quite a fight down there, but the ref called it a jump.
Sierra Repke takes a seat for T-Town. Carson Meddy gets back in the game. Effingham with the basketball. Grace Busher currently has it. Now over there to Katie Carey. She tries to skip a pass in the corner over to Ella Nieberge. Nieberge back out to Busher. Busher from the right wing gets it back to Nieberge in the corner. Nieberge brings it back out to the wing, and she has it knocked away. Man, Lexi Nieberge is making her life miserable, but Effingham maintains possession. They get it in to Annie Frost in the lane. Her shot is no good, but there is a whistle, I believe. She's going to go to the line for 2.
Yes, and that whistle was on Beaker. That's her first foul of the game.
Hope Beaker's first foul. T-Town's first foul. Minute 34 to go in this third quarter, and each team just has 1 team foul for the half. Meanwhile, Frost, her first free throw is good, so she's got 3 points. Before she takes her second one, there's a whistle. I think they might have thought that Effingham was going to bring in a sub, but that was not the case. Now they get the sub up. Jeff wasn't sure what he wanted to do. He does get Taylor Armstrong to come in the game for Annie Frost, who, by the way, made her other free throw. So a 2-for-2 trip for Annie. She takes a seat. She's got 4 points, but Effingham still trailing by 14. Teutopolis with the basketball. 36-22 lead. Minute and a half to go in this third quarter. And there is Carson Meddy all alone under the basket. They found her for the layup, but she missed. Couldn't get it to go. Grace Busher comes up with a rebound, and she brings it the other way for the Hearts. Quick three-pointer for Ella Nieberge is good. And a quick timeout. No, I thought there was a timeout.
Yeah,
now let's wait and see. So 31, that means that Carson Meddy for T-Town got whistled for a foul after the three-pointer was good. So they got the 3 to go, and then a foul away from the ball means that Effingham is going to keep it.
Okay.
So the Hearts still have it. Grace Busher dribbles into trouble in the lane, has it knocked away, but eventually comes back to her. She tries to put up a shot in the paint, and she is fouled. So another trip to the free throw line. So just when you thought Effingham might be out of this ball game, they are within 11, and they're going to have a couple of free throws with a chance to cut this lead, or deficit rather, to single digits.
That foul was on Beaker, her second of the game, T-Town's third.
I did it to T-Town last time. I mentioned that they only had one foul, and then the next thing you know, there was a whole rash of them. They've got a couple of quick ones against them here, as that first free throw was good. Again, that's Grace Busher at the line. Her first point of the game, by the way. Her second free throw, a little too strong, and the board comes out to Olivia Niemerg for T-Town. So Busher goes 1 for 2. Effingham back within 10, 36-26. T-Town with a 10-point lead and the ball. She's working it around the perimeter. Niemerg with it currently. Now she leaves it over to Niebergy. They get it into the post to Meddy. She drops it back out. Now they get it to Beaker. Meddy. Shoemaker back in the game. And now Niemerg on the other end. Shoemaker from the top of the key gets to Hope Beaker. High post at the free throw line. She leaves it back out to Shoemaker. They may play for the last shot. I don't know. 33 seconds to go. No, they're not going to. As Niemerg goes to the lane, she puts a shot up off the glass, no good, but she follows her own miss. So Niemerg with the miss, but then the offensive rebound. Lexi Niebergy catches the pass out on the right wing. Faked a shot, then drove in, now kicked it back out as Niemerg with it. 15 seconds to go, and Niemerg stands with the ball at the volleyball line. Now they probably will play for the last shot. So Niemerg drives in, 6 seconds to go, leaves it for Niebergy. Now over to Shoemaker, 4 seconds to go. She passed up a wide open shot, but Hope Beaker puts up a three just before the buzzer. It's no good. Nobody can corral the rebound as it goes out of bounds, and the third quarter comes to an end. And at the end of the third quarter, it's a 10-point game. Teutopolis still with the lead. T-Town 36, Effingham 26, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter in a minute here on KJ Country 102.3.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
Well, 1 quarter to go here at Effingham High School. Effingham trails T-Town 36-26 in this girls basketball game, and it is T-Town with the ball to start. The Lady Shoes were outscored by Effingham 12-9 in that third quarter, so it's back to a 10-point game. Effingham's trailed by as many as 16. Lady Shoes have the basketball here, and they get a quick look into Hope Beaker. She gets a pass in the post and puts it up off the glass. Good, but not before she traveled.
I think T-Town thought they were going to call a foul, and I thought they were going to call a foul, but he called traveling.
Obviously, depending on what side of the gym you're on, that was either a good call or a terrible call. Meanwhile, on the other end of the floor, Sawyer Altoff with a quick shot in the lane, maybe a little bit out of control, couldn't get it to go. T-Town quickly the other way, and this time it is Carson Meddy who catches the ball in transition and puts it up and in. So Carson's got 4 points, and T-Town back up by 12. Now a quick three-pointer on the other end by Effingham. That was Katie Carey who put it up. It was no good. Rebound came down to Niemerg, but then her pass was picked off. Effingham with a quick shot, a little bit of transition basketball, and it is Altoff who gets it to go. So Sawyer Altoff gets her first points of the game, and Effingham back within 10. A little bit of a crazy start, first minute of this fourth quarter, but
yes.
Both teams have scored a basket, and it's still a 10-point game. T-Town now with the ball, 6:50 to go. Lady Shoes working it around in the paint. Caitlin Shoemaker puts a shot up off the glass. That was no good, but it appears to be because she was fouled.
Yeah, she was pushed. Yeah, she was pushed by a carry.
But it was before the shot, so see, she was fouled and then she took the shot. So we're going to see Sierra Repke inbound under her own basket. Just a deep pass out to Niemerg. Now they get it over to Shoemaker on the right wing. Now leaves it for Hope Beaker. That's a long two-pointer, and that one is no good. Fight for the rebound, and finally Altoff for Effingham comes away with it. Altoff is going to bring it all the way down to the other end of the floor, and she is bumped down there on the block, so it's going to be another T-Town foul.
Yes, and that foul is on Repke.
Yep.
That's her her second. T-Town's fourth.
Couple of substitutions for T-Town. We'll get them when we get a chance. Meanwhile, Effingham's Ellen Eberge puts up a three-pointer off the inbound play. It's no good, but the rebound comes out to Frost. She gets it to Busher. Busher drives into the paint, high off the glass. It was a little bit of an out-of-control shot, but she got it to go, and Effingham is back within single digits, 38-30. So the Hearts have trailed by as many as 16, but they're now down only 8. Trying to put on a little run. There's an entry pass into the post for T-Town. It's knocked away. A couple of Effingham players got a hand on it. It was off a white jersey, so T-Town will maintain possession, and they'll inbound under their own basket. Lady Shoes with a 38-30 lead. 6:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. They get it inbound to Repke. She leaves a pass for Nieberge. Nieberge, swing pass, skip pass over to Sierra Repke, and then they get it back over to Lexi. Lexi Nieberge, top of the key, looking for somebody in the post. Instead gets it on the wing to Repke. She finds Izzy Hardick, who's back in the game. And then she leaves for Sierra Repke. Now back to Shoemaker. They are just trying to patiently find a way inside this Effingham defense. But Shoemaker, she brought the ball low. Almost had it knocked away, but then she tried to dribble again. You can't do that. That's a double dribble and a T-Town turnover.
And that's their third this quarter.
So Effingham stepping up the defensive intensity a little bit, I would say, and that forces the T-Town turnover. And Hearts have the basketball, and they trail by just 8. 38-30. Effingham down 8, but then they turn it over. A little bit of a bad exchange between Grace Busher and Katie Carey. Carey caught the pass, but then took an extra step in receiving it, and just like that, Lady Shoes with the ball back.
That's the fourth Effingham turnover this quarter.
4 turnovers. Again, we're just 2.5 minutes into this period, so not something you want to see necessarily. If you're Effingham. Meanwhile, the Lady Shoes have the ball back. Let's see what they can do about getting back up by double digits. So far, they haven't been able to get it inside the lane. Currently, it's Carson Meddy. Now they swing it back around. This is Lexi Nieberge. She's got 16 points. Couldn't get a shot there, though. Now she gets it to Meddy, and we've got a little bit of a fight in the paint, but it's actually a 3-second call, as apparently Izzy Hardick was camped out there in the paint, and T-Town whistled for a turnover here.
And that's their fourth.
Seems like the first quarter and the third quarter the first quarter and the fourth quarter, we've seen a lot of turnovers. There have been some clean, the turnovers have come in bunches, I guess you would say.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Effingham has the basketball, and they trail by 8 points. As close as they've been in a while. Sawyer Altoff leaves it for Ella Nieberge. Gets in the paint. Her shot is off the back iron and no good, and the rebound comes down to Lexi Nieberge for T-Town. Lexi waits for the traffic to clear under the basket and then brings it up the floor. Gets it to Meddy, leaves it for a three-pointer. That's Olivia Niemerg, and she drills it. So Olivia Niemerg, T-Town needed a bucket in the worst way, and Olivia Niemerg obliges, her fourth three-pointer of the game. And the Lady Shoes back up 11, 41-30. And Jeff Schaefer is going to get a timeout. So Jeff calls for a 60-second break, and we'll take one with him. It's T-Town 41, Effingham 30. Girls basketball here on KJ Country 102.3.
Local, secure, enduring, and more convenient than ever. Washington Savings Bank is located in Effingham, Mattoon, and anywhere you are with their 24/7 virtual branch. Enjoy the conveniences of banking with all the services offered at Washington Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Effingham had gotten back within 8 points, as close as it had been in a while, but T-Town got a three-pointer. They're back up 11. Jeff Schaefer got a quick timeout for the Lady Hearts, and Effingham with the basketball coming out of that timeout. 4 minutes to go here in this game here between Effingham and T-Town. They get it into Taylor Armstrong in the paint, and Taylor's first points in a while, I think. She's got 6. She got that shot to go. Effingham back within 9, 41-32. So the Lady Hearts get a bucket out of that timeout, and one they really needed. T-Town, meanwhile, brings it down to the other end of the floor. It's Lexi Nieberge with it currently. She dribbles around a bit. Now they find a cutter. That is Izzy Hardick in the paint. She caught the pass, but then she was tied up, and they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to go the other way.
And that's the fifth T-Town turnover.
She is a great cut and a nice find, but she just apparently didn't catch it quite cleanly, brought the ball down low. Effingham able to tie her up and get the jump and get the ball back. Meanwhile, Effingham splits the press pretty easily, leaving a pass for Annie Frost down there. But before that happens,
they called traveling.
A travel. So, dueling turnovers. There have been a few of them here in this fourth quarter.
Yes, there have.
And T-Town will get the ball right back. Effingham down 9. They had a chance to get within 7 or maybe even 6 of that possession, but the turnover gives it back to the Lady Shoes. 3.5 minutes to go. T-Town with a 41-32 lead. Trying to hang on here. They led 17-5 after the first quarter, but Effingham has shown a lot of resolve, and they continue to fight. Izzy Hardick caught a pass in the paint, and Effingham fans wanting to travel, but the officiating crew going to say she got a little bit of help from the Effingham defense, and they call a foul instead.
Yeah, they called it on Callie Feldick.
Yep, Callie Feldick picking up her first foul. Just 3 for the Lady Hearts, 4 for T-Town, so nobody in danger of shooting free throws anytime soon. Meanwhile, T-Town gets the inbound play. It's a 3-pointer for Repke. It's no good, but the offensive rebound comes down into the hands of Nieberge. Lexi gets it over in the corner to Olivia Niemerg, who dribbles over the wing, picks it up, and gives it back to Nieberge. Nieberge back to Niemerg. Again, Niemerg has made 4 3-pointers in this game, so they're going to stick to her pretty closely. She tries to pass it into a teammate, but it is knocked away, and it's Grace Busher who comes away with the ball, brings it to the other end of the floor, and Sawyer Altoff decides to pull the trigger on a 3. It's no good, and Sierra Repke gets the long rebound. She's going coast to coast, has it knocked away by Altoff, who stayed with her and broke up the play cleanly. Actually, that's Annie Frost who got back there. Is it? No, it's Altoff. It's Altoff. I was going to say, sometimes the ponytails hang over the numbers on the back of the jersey.
Yes, they do.
It takes me a second, but it was Altoff. So she got down there and kept Repke from getting the wide open layup, and instead T-Town's going to have to inbound under its own basket. So a good defensive play there for Sawyer. But T-Town does maintain possession, and T-Town does have the 9-point lead. 2.5 minutes to go, driving into the lane. That's Nieberge. She doesn't get the shot to go, but she was fouled, and she's going to go to the line.
And I think it was Callie Feldick. That's her second.
So Feldick, a couple of fouls in recent action. 14 fouls for each of these clubs. And Lexi going to go to the foul line again. She leads all players with 16 points, make it 17 as she hits the first free throw, and the T-Town lead back up to 10. Haley Dively comes into the basketball game. Feldick going to take a seat. So Dively takes her position on the block as they await the second free throw from Lexi Nieberge. It's nothing but net. Lexi's got 18 and T-Town back up 11. 2.5 to go here in this fourth quarter. T-Town's been up by as many as 16. Effingham has been as close as 8 in this quarter, but right now they trail by 11. They do have the basketball. Tough pass to Dively on the baseline. She puts up a 3-pointer that is in and out from the left corner, and the rebound comes down to Lexi Nieberge for T-Town. Man, that one was 3/4 of the way down, Millie, but Dively couldn't get it to go, and T-Town has the ball. Nieberge gets it over to Izzy Hardick, whose long 2-pointer is good. Izzy in the scoring column for the first time tonight, and T-Town back up by 13. Under 2 minutes to go, and the Lady Shoes have hit a couple of big buckets here to extend their lead back up to 13 points. Quick 3-pointer for Ella Nieberge on this end of the floor for Effingham is no good. Fight for the rebound. They go to the floor with it. It was Hardick for T-Town. It was Carey for Effingham fighting for it. The tie-up is going to favor T-Town. Alternate possession goes the Shoes' way. Hearts with a quick substitution. They get Feldick right back in the game. Looks like Annie Frost is going to take a seat. T-Town again with the basketball. Minute 45 to go. Lady Shoes with a 13-point lead. They get it inbounded. Effingham putting on a lot of pressure. They have fouls to give, so they're trying to force the turnover. They can't get the turnover there, and T-Town gets it over to the other end of the floor. Now some quick passes, and they get it to the top of the key. Olivia Niemerg. Niemerg picks up her dribble, but Carson Meddy comes to find her and gives it right back to Niemerg. Niemerg one dribble and then over to Nieberge in the right corner. Looking for somebody in the post, but there is no room to make the entry pass, so she gets it to Carson Meddy in the high post instead. Back out to Nieberge, top of the key. She bounces the post down into Izzy Hardick, and she goes to the basket. Can't get the shot to go, but she's going to go to the line. She was fouled on the shot. So that's going to be another one on Callie Feldick.
Yeah, that's all in this quarter.
She's getting her money's worth here in this fourth quarter. But again, you got to be aggressive defensively. Trail by 13 already. Make it 14 as Izzy Hardick gets her third point of the night. 3 substitutions is Armstrong, And Dively and Frost all come into the game for Effingham. Sitting down are Feldick, Busher, and Altoff. Second free throw on the way, no good, and the rebound comes down to Annie Frost. So Hardick goes 1 for 2. Hearts get the board, but they trail by 14, and there's just 66 seconds to go in this game. They get it down in the post. Shot from Frost is no good. Rebound hits the floor and is eventually tracked down by Nieberge for T-Town, and we're coming the other way. So under a minute to go, and T-Town with a 14-point lead, looking to just salt this thing away if they can. Effingham picking up the defense, but right now if you're T-Town, you just want to dribble out the clock. 14-point lead. The Hearts are not fouling. Again, they've only got 4 team fouls, so they would have to start fouling in a hurry if they wanted to send T-Town in the line. Instead, they're just going to play good, hard-nosed defense and run this thing out. And no sooner do I say that, Ella Nieberge for Effingham decides to try and go after the basketball, and she gets whistled.
That's her first foul of the game.
So 3 subs coming in now as Altoff, Busher, and Feldick all come in. It's the defense for offense substitution as you get Ella Nieberge off the floor, as well as Armstrong and Dively. Meanwhile, for T-Town, it's a 5-for-5 swap as Grace Tegler comes into the game, and also for the first time we see. It's gonna take me a minute. We get Zoe Cremens in the game for the first time. Cremens, and back in the game is Kaylee Nieberge. Meanwhile, there's another Effingham foul. And just to make sure that we get all the T-Town players mentioned, Emily Conkle is in the game, and 14. Do I see 14? Caitlin Shoemaker came back in. So those are the players that came in for the Lady Shoes. That was the 7th team foul, by the way, which sends the Shoes to the line. And Tegler was the player fouled, so she gets a 1 in bonus, and she makes the front end. And we should mention that Grace Busher picked up the foul. Trying to get everything mentioned here. Tegler's second free throw is no good. Fight for the rebound. It goes to the floor. No jump ball, and Effingham eventually comes away with it. For a second anyway, it was Busher who came up with it. Then it was knocked away from her, and Katie Carey came up with a loose basketball. So again, Tegler had a 1-for-2 trip to the free throw line. Effingham trails by 15. There's just 12 seconds to go. Here's a three-pointer on the way from Carey, no good. Fight for the rebound. Sawyer Altoff got it. Now a three-pointer for Callie Feldick is no good. Offensive rebound comes down to Carey. She has it knocked away, and that is how the game is going to end. So Carey got that last offensive rebound, but then had it taken away from her by the Shoes, and it was all elementary as the Lady Shoes had the 15-point lead, and the clock expires on this game, and it is a 47-32 win for the Lady Shoes. So T-Town led by as many as 16 points in this game. Effingham clawed back, got within 8, but in the end it was the Lady Shoes picking up the 15-point victory. Again, they outscore Effingham in this one 47-32. So why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll look at the scoring, and we'll begin our post-game show. Again, girls basketball here. It was Teutopolis 47, Effingham 32, a final here on KJ Country 102.3.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota.
Effingham Express Care is there for all your urgent care needs. They're open 7 days a week and no appointment is needed for all injuries and illnesses. Plus, they have on-site x-ray. And they accept all major insurance and offer a self-pay discount. For more information, visit centralillinoisurgentcare.com.
This is the Farm Credit Illinois postgame show. Farm Credit Illinois, assisting farmers for over 100 years.
Back at Effingham High School, your final score in this girls basketball game tonight, Teutopolis 47, Effingham 32. Effingham got out to a 5-0 lead in this game, but the Lady Shoes outscored the Hearts 17-0 after that point, had a 17-5 lead after 1 quarter of play. It was 27-14 at halftime as the Lady Shoes outscored Effingham 10-9 in the second quarter. Hearts fought back, though. They outscored T-Town 12-9 in the third quarter. Lady Shoes maintained a 36-26 lead after 3 quarters of play. And then an 11-6 quarter for the Lady Shoes in the fourth quarter. got us to our 47-32 final. Taking a look at your scoring tonight for Effingham, Grace Busher scored 3 points. Annie Frost checked in with 4. Sawyer Altoff had a deuce tonight, as did Katie Carey. Ella Nieberge scored 3. And then 3 players checked in with 6 apiece. Haley Dively, Taylor Armstrong, and Callie Feldick all scored 6 points for the Lady Hearts, and I do believe that was everybody who checked in the game. So by the time it was all said and done, everyone who played for Effingham did find their way into the scoring column, but nobody more than 6 points tonight. For T-Town, nobody scored more than Lexi Nieberge, 18 points tonight. She was one of 2 double-figure scorers for the Lady Shoes. Olivia Niemerg also got into the double digits with 12 points. Grace Tegler scored 1 tonight. Caitlin Shoemaker, she had 5. Hope Beaker, 4 points. Carson Meddy, 4 points. And Izzy Hardick, she scored 3. Kaylee Nieberge also played tonight, as did Sierra Repke. And we want to be sure to mention Zoe Kremens and also a couple of other players who checked into the game very late for the Shoes. Is Emily Conkle also got into the game. We want to make sure that we mention them. And then they played a bit, but did not find their way into the scoring column. But again, it was Teutopolis getting the 47-32 win over Effingham. The Lady Shoes improved to 20-7 on the season. Effingham sees its record drop to 11-13. So why don't we take another break, and when we come back, we will hopefully be able to talk to both of the coaches tonight about this one, and then, of course, we'll have Millie's stats and some scores from around the area from Gale. All that in a couple of minutes. Again, Effingham takes the loss tonight to Teutopolis 47, Effingham 32 here on KJ Country 102.3.
Evergreen Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce their new outpatient therapy. Evergreen now offers physical, occupational, and speech therapies for their patients. If you need therapy, don't worry. Evergreen's outpatient therapy can help you
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
All right, back here at Effingham High School, where the T-Town girls basketball team has just finished off a 47-32 win over Effingham, and the victorious coach, Lori Thompson, gracious enough to come up and join us for a post-game interview. And Lori, first couple minutes of this game, probably not a whole lot of fun for you to watch, but then it got better.
Yeah, you know, we didn't come out ready to play. Effingham came out ready to play. We had several possessions that we either threw the ball away or we didn't. A couple shots didn't fall that normally would fall for us, but I thought they settled down, and then the defense created some offense for us, and then we finally had some shots, which they relaxed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing about a tough stretch like the opening of this game is that you get to see how your team reacts to it, and you reacted well. You scored the last 17 points of that quarter, and obviously you can't complain about a 17-0 run.
No, and we can do that, but throughout the game you saw us do it again. We have this lull where we stop scoring, and it's almost like we haven't figured out why we're stopping to score, but we're not even looking for it. So that's something we're dealing with right now, and we had spurts of that. In every quarter there's a spurt of it where we just drop off, and then we come back, and it's something that we can't do that against. You can't do that and expect to win every night because it's going to catch up to you. And we've talked about that multiple times now.
You got that lead up to 16. Effingham got back within 8. Yep. But it seemed like anytime you needed a big shot, Lexi or Olivia was there to knock down a three-pointer for them.
Yeah, and they can do that. That's something, both those girls are scorers. They can score whenever they want. I tell them, come on, you can, one-on-one take your kid to the basket. And so that it is nice, and then they did step up. And, I have some other kids out there that, I thought it was frustrating for some of my post kids. They were posting up hard, not getting the ball. And that's kind of we're working on it, but it's something that has got to get better so we can get our post involved more. And I keep telling the guards, we get the post involved, it's going to be a lot easier on you on the outside because you're going to be wide open when they start collapsing on our big kids. And we're just not good at it yet, but we've been working on it, so hopefully it clicks here soon.
I will say it seems that, both teams were competing pretty hard defensively. It seems like you're both getting after it pretty good.
Yeah, I thought Effingham had great spurts where they were very aggressive with us. There's a couple times they were right on us, and that pressure is what we need. This is why we play the game, because I thought Effingham did a nice job there, and that's what got them back into the game. I thought they got after it, and then they made some shots too. They struggled a little bit too. They had a little bit of that struggling where they weren't making shots. But, we both played hard. This is the game you want. We're winding down the season, so, like I said, we're looking to get better, and we want to play good competition. And, that's hopefully we're both going to learn from it.
You talk about playing good competition down the stretch. This has been a pretty good week for you to beat Altamont and Mattoon. Altamont's got a really nice team this year, and I think it's a pretty nice week to beat these three teams within a 5-day span.
Yeah, we came out of the Highland tournament, which is a tough tournament, and, we're right there in every game. And then, we came up short, one in overtime and one we just came up short. So it was nice to get back here, and you're right. Play the Altamont, who is scrappy. Play the Mattoons that are scrappy, and of course, the Effingham. So, yeah, it's a good week to get 3 wins.
And it doesn't get any easier next week. Mater Dei and Bloomington Central Catholic, that's a pretty good challenge going into your regional.
Yeah, and that's what I always tell the girls. I said, Highlands, that kind of that turning point. Do you step it up after that, or you go south? Because if you start letting down, you have the potential to lose multiple games in a row, because our back end of our schedule is pretty tough, and it's designed that way. I like it that way, and I think it helps get those girls focused for the postseason, which is, like I said, that's what we're constantly, our goal is to be better in the postseason.
Well, tell me what you want to see in this next week heading into your regional.
What I'd love to see is the scoring lulls. I want that to hopefully get corrected. I want those kids to believe in themselves that offensively they can break down a team one-on-one, or they can break down a zone together as a team. Kind of just start that confidence, believe in themselves. They play hard. There's no doubt about it. But, they can't miss a shot and think, oh, man, I don't want to shoot again. No, you're going to get out there and keep shooting. You need to make our decision-making needs to be better as well. So I'm hoping for good decision-making, good defense, and just for them to get out there and just relax a little bit, have fun. And that's what we talked about, too. Just get out there and have fun. You know what? Just play the game. I tell the seniors, we had senior night last night, girls. Think about it. And some of them just, they have that look like, oh, my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
Just get out here and have fun. Enjoy the season. And, I think good things are going to happen. I think they're going to start clicking. I really do. But we've got some things to work on yet.
Well, that's certainly our hope, is that you guys do that clicking, and then we get a chance to follow you a little ways. It's always fun to see what you guys do in the postseason, and we'll be looking for you this year and wishing you the best of luck. So, have fun next week, and we'll see you down the road.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much to Lori Thompson for coming up and taking a minute to chat with us after her team's win. And I see that Jeff Schaefer has made his way up here, so we will shift the headsets over. Get Jeff all saddled up. And, I talked to Lori, Jeff, about the first couple minutes of this basketball game. I don't think you guys could have been pretty happy with your start, I would have to imagine.
Yeah, it would have been nice to get those 3 bunnies we missed, too, and have a 11-2 lead. But, we did good things. That 17-0 run there at the start just killed us. We scored 5, they scored 17. I think we scored 5 more, and then I thought we did a pretty good job after that point until the very end of the game, where we got some good looks and just didn't make anything.
Do you think that, like you said, you put yourself in the position, right, to score some points in that first quarter, and the shots didn't go? And I don't know, is that kind of a microcosm of the season? Like some things go well, but you just can't quite put it all together yet?
Yeah, there's always just one little piece missing against the good teams, and you can't afford to waste those kind of things during, when you're playing a team like them. And, we didn't rebound very well as either. That's usually, we've only been rebounding once or twice all year. And we did a really good job the first time, but, we just had a couple breakdowns defensively there, especially in the second half, until we put that lineup that kind of played the majority of the minutes there through the third and fourth quarter. And, we pretty just had that lineup out there defensively, and that of course, are not our best offensive players. So it kind of makes it tough when you got 5 times. I can't sub, every possession for offense for defense. So we just got to keep getting more well-rounded. I thought some people really looked to take the ball to the basket. Grace came in and did a really nice job. Katie looked for her shot. I thought our bench with Ella there did a great job too.
Yeah, I mean, nobody scored a ton of points tonight, right? But I thought that in the middle of the second half, when you guys went on your little run and got back within 8 points, you had a lot of different people step up at one time or another, and just when it kind of seemed like maybe you were going to be out of the game, you were able to fight back. Yeah,
and we had a good play set up when we were down 8. We wide open 3 over there on the other side, but we didn't get that pass made. But we didn't. They're a good basketball team. They don't make a ton of mistakes, so they make it very difficult for you. They also shot 8 for 20 from 3-point range, which we just didn't trade them. That and the offensive rebounds were pretty much the difference in the game, because like I said to our kids when we were down there at the end, that last few possessions, we get them to take a quick 3, but we don't come up with the rebound to get a chance to come back down and score. So, but I was proud of the way they fought. They never gave up. We kept playing hard the whole time and got it back within, 8. And you can't give a good team a 17-0 run there, and it's pretty hard to overcome. But we just got to keep working. We've done that. I feel like we've really turned the corner, and we're playing a lot better these last 5 or 6 games. And we got. Right now is where kids will either give up and say I'm done with it, or you can really go on a run and play together and keep getting better. And Callie's the only one we're going to lose. So like we said, we're really evaluating every possession, every game, every practice. We just got to be good. Tom Izzo said it best, like last night when I was watching Michigan State. He's like, we're consistently inconsistent.
but you're young, and I know it's the last day of January, and at some point you stop wanting to hear that, I guess. Right. But it's the truth. There's just an awful lot of youth in this lineup, and so there are going to be those ups and downs.
Yeah, and playing a game like this is great for us because you're going to have to execute offensively and take care of the basketball, and we got good shots. But the statistical matter is that we've only shot 40% twice in a game all year, so we got to get, a higher shooting percentage or find a way to get a lot more shots. And, I think they only took 4 or 5 more shots than we did, and the free throws were even. So that's what we kind of said when it was over. It's like basically you're one offensive play and one defensive play from having a chance to win the basketball game every quarter. So can you make one more play each quarter, both ways, and then all of a sudden you have a chance to beat them.
And I said this to Lori, and I'll say it to you. I thought both teams really competed very hard defensively in this game. I thought you were both really getting after it.
Yeah, I was really proud of our effort defensively. I thought we showed a lot of energy. We got after it. So I couldn't ask for a lot more. I thought just our communication needed to be better against a team like this, because you just can't have those breakdowns when they got the 2 or 3 shooters who can really, really hurt you. And, we just had that one little spell there where we kind of lost where we were at and didn't talk, and, they made us pay, which is what a good team do. But I thought we did a really nice job of keeping them out of the lane. And we let that bonus for us go in the first half when we had 6 minutes to go and we're in the bonus, and, we didn't get – I think we only got to the free throw line one time. That was a missed opportunity there a little bit, but I did like our aggressiveness, and we'll learn a lot from this game, and hopefully it will help us have a chance to win tomorrow against Mount Zion.
Yeah, I mean, talking to Lori, she's only got a couple games left until regionals. You guys still have a half dozen games left to go, so including several conference games like tomorrow. So I guess just what are you looking for? What are you looking for down the stretch? You've already kind of hit on this, but
if we can get 2 more conference wins, we can finish 3rd. And I think if we could finish 3rd in the conference for our team and what we lost and where we were at the beginning of the year, and where most people probably ranked us in the beginning of the year, we were probably picked to finish last. So if we can finish third in Apollo, I think that would be quite a difficult, a great Apollo Conference season.
Especially with some of the good teams that are in the league this year.
Yes, and
like Mount Zion.
Mount Zion and Mattoon both already have 20 wins, and Mount Zion is in a must-win situation tomorrow, or they'll be eliminated from. Well, they won't technically be eliminated, but they'll pretty much be out of it if they don't win tomorrow. So they're going to bring everything they have, and we still have Mattoon, which has to come to here. Then we got to go to Charleston and Lincoln, and probably played our worst game defensively against Lincoln the first time. So we're hoping that we can, do a good job on the Littleford girl at Charleston, and then come up with a little better game plan for them the next time we play Lincoln.
All right. Well, we'll be anxiously watching, and hopefully you guys get a few things clicking, and in a couple weeks be ready to put your best foot forward for the regionals.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to just start. I feel like we are playing probably our best basketball right now that we played all year. The most consistent. We're getting there. Just little things we got to clean up, and we got to make just a few more shots, and we'll have a chance. Hopefully we want to be a tough out when it comes tournament time. So that's what we're shooting for.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Jeff, for the time. Good luck tomorrow the rest of the way. We'll see you a little bit down the road, and thanks again for coming up for a chat.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. That was Jeff Schaefer, the Effingham High School coach. Again, Effingham drops this one to T-Town, 47-32. Teutopolis improves to 20-7 on the season. Effingham at 11-13 on the year. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Oh, I'm sure.
Millie Lang, she's got those post-game stats. She's had them figured up for a while. She's been going over them in her mind, and she's ready to just grace us all with her voice.
Nah, I haven't gone over them in my mind. If they're right, they're right. No, they are. They're right. I do go with them. All right, for the visiting team, Teutopolis. They finished 17 of 39 from the field. They were 5 of 7 from the free throw line. They had a total of 15 rebounds. They were 8 of 18 from three-point range for their 47 points, and they finished with 16 turnovers. This is surprising. We carried on about Effingham, but actually T-Town had one more turnover than Effingham had. Individually for T-Town, Sierra Repke, 0 of 4 from the field. She had 1 rebound. She was 0 of 3 from three-point range. Olivia Niemerg, 4 of 9 from the field. She had 5 rebounds. She was 4 of 6 from three-point range for her 12 points. Lexi Niebrigi was 6 of 11 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. She had 3 rebounds. She was 4 of 8 from three-point range for her 18 points. Carson Meddy, 2 of 4 from the field. She had 4 points. Izzy Hardick, 1 of 1 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She had 1 rebound and 3 points. Hope Beaker, 2 of 6 from the field. She had 2 rebounds. She was 0 of 1 from three-point range for 4 points. Shoemaker was 2 of 2 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line. She had 3 rebounds and 5 points. Kaylee Nieberge got in the game. Meddy got in the game. Crimmins, Conkle, Tegler. Tegler was 1 of 2 from the free throw line for her 1 point. For Effingham, they were 12 of 33 from the field. They were 6 of 7 from the free throw line. They had 12 rebounds, 2 of 12 from three-point range. For their 32 points, they had 15 turnovers. Sawyer Altoff was 1 of 5 from the field. She had 2 rebounds, 2 points. She was 0 of 1 from three-point range. Haley Dively was 2 of 7 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 1 of 4 from three-point range for her 6 points. Callie Feldick was 3 of 5 from the field. She had 1 rebound, 0 of 1 from three-point range for her 6 points. Annie Frost was 1 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. She had 6 rebounds and 4 points. Taylor Armstrong was 2 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line for her 6 points. Nieberge was 1 of 5 from the field. She had 2 rebounds. She was 1 of 4 from three-point range for 3 points. Carey, 1 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from three-point range. She had 2 points. And Busher was 1 of 1 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She had 1 rebound for her 3 points.
All right. Thanks so much, Millie, for filling us in. And Gail, I know I'm not gonna put any rush on you this time. You can take your sweet time and let us know what kind of scores we've got from around the area.
All right, from around the area, Newton over Lawrenceville, 53-51. It was Marshall over Robinson, 69-57. In a game that has just ended, Casey Westfield over Olney, 48-39. Mount Zion over Effingham, 50-44. Tri-County over Cerro Gordo, Bement, 69-43. And, of course, over in the NTC tournament at Altamont, South Central, the winner over Windsor Stew Straws, 37-27. And this game just ended, and it was quite exciting at the end. Diedrich had led the entire evening, and then they took the loss. So it was Altamont over Diedrich, 62-50. Good job, guys.
Well, thanks, Gail. And so Altamont, with that exciting win, that means that they're in the National Trail Conference Championship game. They'll be playing St. Anthony tomorrow night, and that means that it'll be Neoga and Diedrich for the third place game tomorrow night. And then, of course, there are a couple of earlier games in the day. You can, of course, check out our website, 979xfm.com, to get all the matchups and game times. And, of course, we're going to have those on the air for you at 97.9 XFM, and the live stream will still be up for tomorrow. So go to our website and click on the link at the top of the page, and you can watch those things on live video if you're not able to make it over to Altamont. But it should be a great atmosphere over there. You've got St. Anthony in the championship game, which I think was kind of the prohibitive favorite, of course, to be in that spot, and then Altamont in their own gym getting to play in the championship game. I'm going to guess that the atmosphere is going to be pretty good for that ball game.
It's going to be packed.
It's a fun venue. It's an awesome tournament. Millie and I have both had many opportunities to be over there for the championship game. They do up the pageantry very nice, and it's the 85th annual tournament, so that makes it a little something more special too. And I'm looking forward to being there, as I'm going to get a chance to do the championship and third place game with Matt tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to that. Sorry that Greg had some prior obligations, but his loss is my gain.
That's right. Yeah, National Trail Conference was always my favorite tournament the whole year. I just loved it because you got all your local coaches and you know everybody, and it's always a great time.
And speaking of local coaches, I meant to bring it up, but I mean, you had a lot in the house tonight, by the way, because you don't get too many girls games on a Friday night. So what that means is that all the other girls teams are off, and so they'll come out and check out the game. I saw Carolyn Winnie was here, and the Neoga coaching staff, Kim Romack and Seth James were over there, and then Seth's daughter Sammy, who's the head coach over at Cumberland, she was here. Donetta Onisord, she doesn't coach at Diedrich anymore, but she was still here to take it in. And so that's another fun thing about this game that we had here tonight. And again, the game that we had here for you on KJ Country, Teutopolis, with the 47-32 girls basketball win over Effingham. So with that, I think we will call that a wrap. Again, remember CJ Schmidt was here. He's getting this thing on video, and that'll be available on our YouTube channel a little bit later on once he gets a chance to get that processed. So, if you want to relive this one, then by all means, it's going to be there for you. So thanks to CJ for being here. Thanks to Gail back at the studio for keeping us on the air, and also to Kayla Moody, who was over in the XFM studio getting some of the scores that were passed along to us as well. And Millie?
I got one more thing to say. You realize another reason that Carolyn and Donette are both here?
They're both alumni of Effingham.
Well, they're both alumni, but let me show you here. Where is it? Carolyn Onisord, that's Donetta's daughter.
Gotcha.
Plays for the Effingham Hearts, and of course Carolyn is her aunt.
Okay.
So that's another reason they're here.
Yeah. So see, just another reason why this was an intriguing matchup and a fun one to call. Millie, I appreciate you coming along and joining in. Like I said at the onset, I look forward to working with you on this one every year, and God willing, we'll be back here next year doing the same thing.
That's right.
All right. Thanks so much. And thanks to everyone for listening. Again, your final here is Teutopolis 47, Effingham 32, and you listen to it on KJ Country 102.3.
Thanks for listening. This has been a production of Premier Broadcasting Incorporated.